All right, we're talking about which social media platform is best in 2024. And I'm doing this live stream and I'm looking at you guys there in TikTok as well. So a lot of my live stream topics are based on like what questions I get asked most often. And this one right here, which social media platform is best, or which one is easiest to post on, or which one can we grow the fastest on, is one of the most asked questions. Every single day, somebody asks me that type of question. And just yesterday, I was speaking to a young man who was interested in promoting a potential business idea he had on social media. And he was like, he didn't know anything about social media marketing. So he's like, so which platform is best? And for him, he was wanting to do a drop shipping business for clothing for young people. And so the answer that I may have suggested to him would be different for you guys. So, or for someone else, or for a business person, or for somebody who is focusing on, I don't know, gaming, electronics. So, my initial thoughts about this: social media is not a one size fits all scenario. That's because each platform has its own strengths and weaknesses. And depending on who you are, depending on who you're trying to reach and why you're trying to reach them, TikTok could be best. Instagram could be best. YouTube could be best. And I'm not sure who's on here. I was asking the people on TikTok earlier, but you guys on YouTube can let me know as well. Are you an influencer or an inspiring influencer? Are you a small business owner who's looking to grow your business? Maybe you're just trying to start out, trying to find a niche. Or maybe you just curious about social media and what's going on. But whoever you are, let me know in the chat. Y'all chat me on TikTok too. Comment in the chat on TikTok and let me know if you're an influencer, a business person, or you just consume content. But before I start comparing the different content platforms, I want to just take a step back and mention that we need to think about why we're creating content in the first place. Is it to showcase your expertise? Is it to build a community? Is it to drive sales for your business? So understanding your why is going to guide you towards which platform you should create on. So tonight we're going to be talking about TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and even Threads. So I'm one of my most recent podcast interviews. It hasn't been posted yet. I was meeting with an expert content strategist for businesses. And she's been asked the same questions too. She gave similar advice that I would give. So the best place for you to create content, number one, think about where your audience is hanging out. If the young man who's going to drop ship clothing, his audience is definitely on TikTok, they might be on YouTube. If it's my friend who sells floor plans, her audience is probably on Pinterest, looking at house stuff. Facebook, because it's a more mature audience, and you better have your coins together if you're going to be purchasing one of her floor plans. Possibly Instagram. Very, very heavy on the visuals, the photos, and the videos. Okay. Now she's narrowed it down to 3. Let's just use that as an example. My friend who does floor plans. What else does she have to think about? Where can she most easily commit to creating content? When she got started, she had already had a bunch of photos and videos, and she knew that she could continue gathering photos and videos to post on that platform. That's Instagram. I'm a YouTube girly. I really would have loved for her to get her start on YouTube. She did not. She started on Instagram because she had those photos and those videos. The content strategist that I had on my podcast says to her business clients, if you're good at writing, you might want to grow a blog, start a blog. Now, That's not a social media platform, but it is a form of social media. So start there and then ease your way in to the other platforms. Let me see. Do we have anything in the comments? Thank you. Silamis. Is it Silamis? You're an inspiring influencer. Okay, what do you want to influence on? Let me know in the... What are y'all talking about? No, I haven't been in no Black Lightning. I haven't been in no movies. I can't act. I can barely talk on camera. You're an aspiring influencer. What do you wish to influence people about? What do you wish to influence people about? So it's really important. If you're going to grow an audience, you've got to be where that audience is likely to hang out. You don't want to go on Facebook if you're talking about something that 20-somethings, that teens and 20-somethings are going to be interested in. Right? So and then you guys are asking, well, what's the fastest place to grow on? Growth for what? You can get a lot of followers, a lot of likes, a lot of subscribers, but what does that mean? Can you create some type of an income from this? So I mentioned before, Instagram is for visual content, visual storytelling. You can do reels that are up to 90 minutes long now. There is no shortage of different types of content that you can post on Instagram. Maybe not a whole lot of text, but I do see creators posting text in their stories. You can tell a story that way. Type a story, but you can also verbally tell the story. Okay, TikTok. Fast dopamine hits. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And when you find someone you like on TikTok, I know when I do, I want to binge watch their content. So you got to make sure that it's all connected. You don't want to be watching a clothing haul 1 minute and then watching social media education the next minute. You can watch a clothing haul. Maybe you could watch something else that's lifestyle created. But you don't want to veer too far from a narrow niche because they expect to see what they've seen before. Right? I've got one person saying that they are trying to help your 21-year-old daughter grow on her platforms. One person says they are an inspiring influencer, fashion, and lifestyle. Silamis, fashion and lifestyle. So if you're a fashion and lifestyle creator, I would definitely look at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. You don't have to start all of those platforms at the same time. Start one that's going to be your strongest and then add another one, maybe a third if you have to. YouTube is perfect for long form. I would have said a couple of years ago, I would have said YouTube is perfect for cooking and food because you can go through the whole recipe. But let me tell you, Instagram and TikTok have been killing it with food related videos because you don't have to give them the whole thing there. Although I see some creators trying to, saying first you do this, then you chop up the onions, then you pour in the milk, and then you do this. You don't have to do that. You can show them the visual, the finish. You can pop, 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 go through the steps, and then you say, hey, if you want this full recipe, go to my blog. And that's another way to gain some income. Right? So long form is also especially important for showing more of your personality and letting people get more connected to who you are as a person. And as I mentioned before, long form on YouTube is evergreen. It's there forever, forever, ever. I found a video that Raven did when she was in middle school. It's still on YouTube. And if you know what to search for, you can find it. So that's great for business owners. YouTube is great. Any business owner who doesn't have a YouTube channel is leaving money on the table. You don't have to have zillions of followers, tens and thousands of followers on YouTube to adequately and successfully promote your business. You just have to have a presence. And you just have to do it in a way that makes people want to know more about you. You just need to make sure you have your other social media platforms linked so that they can find your product on your website, so that they can follow you on Instagram and get more pictures, so that they can follow you on TikTok and see short form content. But so wherever you're creating content, there is, the moral of the story is there is no perfect platform to choose in 2024. It depends on who you are, who your audience is, why you're there, and where your audience hangs out. And and what kind of content you can consistently push out. My friend who does a lot of TikTok and Instagram content has not had the bandwidth to create the YouTube content. If you have the bandwidth to do that, hop on YouTube. And people, what I've noticed is the throngs of people, content creators, are kind of moving in waves. They're moving. You saw everybody jump on YouTube, and then some people stayed on YouTube and some people left and went over to TikTok and to Instagram, and then they left Instagram and they went over to Facebook, or left Facebook and went over to Instagram. They're moving like a swarm of bees. But if you have your toe in the water, then whenever one of these social media platforms pops off or picks up in popularity, you'll be ready. I did also want to talk about, and I don't know how deep I'm going to get into this tonight, but a conversation about the creators feeling like the platforms have them in a chokehold, and I don't mean in a good way, that they expect too much of them in order to grow. That they have said that the comments that I read on Threads say that the OG YouTube creators or content creators are not empathetic enough to new creators because things were different when they started. And I just want to address that. Things are different. Things are different. Are they better? Are they worse? They're just different. And one content creator said, let me see what she said. I'm trying to get the thread to pull up. So this is one of she follows me. We're friends. We're good. I'm not picking on her, but I love the thread that she started in this conversation where she said, Raven was on Threads saying that, new content creators need to basically quit whining and just do the work that it takes to grow. And she said that Raven is a full-time content creator with a team. And it's important for her to note that people's relationship with social media has changed over the years since she started. People recognize the real possibility of burning out to try to keep up while also raising kids, running a small business, working a separate full-time job, etc. And it's kind of ridiculous, Makeup by Gray says, that somebody would have to be on here, meaning the platforms, maybe she's talking about Instagram, posting that much in order to grow. And she said that when Instagram was just for pics and not about keeping us on the app as long as possible, creating content felt more organic and intentional. And that everybody has now the same goal and folks just aren't really able to maintain the balance. So her question is, why do I have to do all that just to grow? Why couldn't they come up with another way to feed the algorithm? That it's frustrating. And she says that people are trying to avoid crashing and burning. And I think she can talk to every social media platform about that. I think one thing we need to understand is all of these platforms start off just being friends with you. Just show Pinterest, Facebook for sure, YouTube, Instagram for sure. All of these platforms started out saying, hey, just come on here for free. Share the pictures of your lunch and your kids and your cat. Your friends are going to see it. Come on, it'll be free. And remember that time when they were talking about Facebook was going to start charging? Facebook going to start charging, y'all. I laughed so hard every time I read that. No, Facebook doesn't want to charge you. Facebook don't want your little piece of change. Facebook wants the brand's advertising money so they can come there and find a ready-made audience on Facebook. They want advertisers' money. They don't want your money. So just like Threads right now, everybody's on Threads saying, oh, it feels so cozy, it feels so nice. We're just over here chatting. Just wait. Just wait until their algorithm gets the data that they need in order to give that data to their advertisers that are pay you big money. They pay them big money. It's going to be a whole different thing. So what do we do about it? What do we do about it? Recognize the game. Recognize the game. Yes, it is a game. All of these social media platforms are just marketing. It's about eyeballs. It's about getting eyeballs and keeping eyeballs on their platforms, and they want you to do it. And if you do that, then they're going to reward you by growing your audience in your platform, but not just rewarding you so that you can have more followers. They're rewarding you because they're helping you grow because you're helping them grow. And they're helping you grow and you're helping them grow. So what do? You play their game. And when you talk about, I shouldn't have to do all of this just to grow, they don't care about you. They've never cared about you. You ever heard the term follow the money? Follow the money. It's not about making it easy for new creators to get on here and do anything. But new creators are winning on these platforms because they're playing the game. Do what they want you to do in order for you to get what you want to get. And if you say, well, I can't keep up with posting and working a part-time job and raising my kids, and how do they expect me to do all of this? First, remember, nobody is holding a gun to your head. Nobody is making you get on social media. There's other things you can be doing. But if you choose to play this game, you're going to have to play it by their rules. The thing is, what I think the whole conversation of complaining about the algorithms is pointless. It is moot because your complaints are not going to change anything. They're not going to change. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. So you don't like it? Don't get on there and consume. Don't get on there and consume. That's going to hurt their pocketbooks if enough people decide to do that. Hey, Bobby. So am I being too harsh here? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I am passionate about the business of social media, content creation, social media marketing, because you young folks don't understand it hasn't always been like this. It hasn't always been like this. It was a lot harder to gain any kind of attention. Not even talking about for yourself, for your business, your service. I had a conversation today with a hairdresser who's talking about her social media marketing. I asked her, do you think social media is important for your business? Absolutely. Why? Well, because I'm letting people know who I am and what I'm doing. How else are they going to know? How else are they going to know? I also had a conversation with a pool builder. I said, do you use social media for your business? Yes, I do. Why? He said, if you ain't on social media, do you have a business? I won't agree. How else are people learning about your products or services? Word of mouth? That's only going to get you so far. How are you, as a hairdresser said, I want to expand. Yes, there are people who come and sit in my chair and I do their hair. They love the way I do their hair. They go tell this friend tells that friend tells the other friend, and she can grow her business. But that will only take her so far. I want more people in my chair. I want to hire more hairdressers to rent space from me, and I want more people in their chairs. Because if they're being successful, they're going to keep me successful. You understand what I'm saying? I should release a cookbook. God, I'm out here talking about social media. Shut about cooking. Cookbook. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. So, I am Shaylin knows I do not mince words because I'm tired of us. Y'all know what I mean? Not winning in this space the way we should because we don't understand how the game is played. Any game, learn the rules, play by the rules to the best of your ability. Stick with it. Don't quit when the going gets rough. Don't quit when you don't see things growing right away. If you can only do so much, you can't post according to what the experts say, 2-3 times a day here, 2-3 times a day there. It's okay. It's just that your growth is going to be a lot slower. But if you put your head down and just keep posting, you will get there if it's important to you. But if you're expecting, I want to grow like somebody, like I noticed, or I thought an OG content creator grew back in 2015, and it's not happening for me, then that's for nothing. What do you want? I can't help you. I can't help you with that. But I will tell you, and I have helped creators who are willing to be, hold on, somebody just said, how can I grow besides being consistent? Does that mean because you just don't want to be consistent, or that you've already got that consistency down and you're looking for additional tips? I didn't know she was going to be on. And I'm sure she didn't know I was supposed to be on. Contrary to popular belief, we don't always coordinate our schedules. So, hey, great. Come on, let's talk about it. Because I know you got a lot to say. I love it. Did you hear what I just said? Because I was reading your comment. So, let's debate this. Like I told him, I said, I love you. You're one of my followers. But I don't think that the platforms owe us any concessions that are going to get in the way of them making money. So I had your threads open right here, child. I had it open right here. I was reading verbatim. Did you hear? I'm going to keep going. So she was saying, someone said, well, it's always the big creators talking, but they don't experience what us smaller creators experience because they're already there. Well, they are not experiencing it now. They may have experienced before. Maybe, maybe not. And Gray said, I get where you're coming from. Because she said, I slightly disagree, as big creators still have to produce great analytics to remain profitable. Let me tell you, I am in the room. I have the pleasure and the privilege of being in the room with some of the largest content creators in the USA. I'm talking big. And each one of them is constantly fighting, struggling. I don't care if they have a team of 2, 10, or 200. They're fighting to stay at the top of their game. And that's what you have to do in content creation and in business. But she said, I do think some are tone deaf and not fully humbled by the timing that they started and the conditions of the digital landscape compared to now. And I don't like that word, humbled. I don't believe that any of you, anywhere, should humble yourself. Hold your head up and get what's coming to you. Be proud of it. Now, maybe that's not what you mean by humbled. I know that that's a term y'all use, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But yes, the conditions were different. As I just said, on Facebook years ago, on Pinterest. Let me see Pinterest, because that was one of my favorites. I'm just looking at what my friends are posting. They're looking at what I'm posting. They're seeing my stuff. I'm seeing their stuff. Then all of a sudden, I'm absent for about 7 months or so. I come back and the whole thing has changed. So yes, if I was trying to grow a business on Pinterest when they first got started, Gary Vee talks about how cheap ads were on Google when he first got started, how easy it was to gain attention on Facebook. But that does not mean that they have jumped ahead of you guys and they're going to stay ahead by this much because the algorithms have changed and the landscape has changed. Because if the landscape has changed for them, for you, it's changed for them too. They're dealing with the same thing. So she said, everybody says something different and gives different advice. Sort of. But if you really listen to it, the people who know what they're talking about, and if you know who those people are all saying the same thing. Now you can listen to, random creators on platforms, and maybe they might be saying something different, but the experts are saying the same. So, Gray, let me ask you, since you're on this live, what do you think, if you had the chance to talk to the head of Instagram, if that's your platform, or maybe it's TikTok, what would you want them to do to allow you to be more successful in this right now? What would you want them to do? What suggestions would you have for them? Yes, there was much less competition. But you know what? I'm going to propose that there's still not a lot of competition. There's a lot of people on social media, but there's not a lot of people on social media doing it right. And when I say doing it right, I mean who are successful on it. And as I mentioned before, success could come from posting here, posting 3-4 times a day here, posting 3-4, but it has to be quality, content. Success also can come from putting one foot in front of the other at the rate that you can do it, at the rate that you can keep up over a longer period of time without giving up. There was a little less competition, but I'm going to tell you, even on YouTube today, I think 90% of I'm going to address what you just said. I think 90% of YouTube creators don't even have 1,000 followers. So if you have more than 1,000 followers on YouTube, you're in the top 10%. So there's competition, but if you level up your content, if you level up your strategy, you ain't got to worry about the competition. I think I want them to show at least half of my followers my content. They don't care about your followers, showing your followers your content. And here's the thing, this is why. I'm gonna get to that. This is why, let me explain to you why they don't show your followers your content, because your followers have already said, they voted, your followers have already voted with their view that they're either interested in it or not interested in it. To use YouTube as an example, you know how they have the put your notifications on? Even if, first, we used to be YouTube of old. You subscribed to somebody, you saw their stuff. And then it was like, it seemed like they weren't seeing your stuff. I remember I was on YouTube, 2010. I was on YouTube, 2009. Then we have notifications. Turn the notifications on. Then they're going to see your content, right? They don't see your content. Even the ones with notification, here is why. And this comes straight from YouTube. They can't. Okay, let's see. Let me see how I can explain this. If I followed you on YouTube, Gray, and I turned my notifications on, and I got notified about one of your videos, and I watched your video, and I liked it. But let's just see, you're not doing what you're supposed to do on YouTube, which means sticking to what I signed up for you for. So maybe you were making home decor videos. And then the next video you put out was a vlog. I got notified of it, but I didn't watch it because that's not why I signed up for you. That's not why I subscribed to you. And then the next video came out was, I don't know, a fashion vlog, fashion haul. I saw that. I'm notified. I saw that. I'm not watching it because that's not why I signed up for you. Well, then YouTube says, Tony is not interested in Gray's content. We are not fixing to keep worrying her behind this content if she's not watching it. She's going to get pissed off at us and shut YouTube down and shut the notifications off altogether. So YouTube only, notifies people who are highly engaged with your content, who watch every single thing you post. And if you create the kind of content that the people who signed up to watch it are going to watch every single video, then your problem is solved. Same thing with Instagram. Instagram is not going to, if your followers, if certain followers are not engaging with your content, Instagram is going to stop showing it to them because it's just going to piss me off as an Instagram subscriber, as an Instagram, what am I? I'm the consumer on Instagram. If you keep showing me stuff I'm not interested in. So when you say the algorithm, whenever somebody says the algorithm, the Instagram, I wish the Instagram algorithm would show my content to at least half of my followers. The algorithm is the audience. The audience controls the algorithm. The audience is voting with their view, with their like, with their comments, with their shares. When you like something, when you comment on it, when you're sharing it, you're telling that algorithm more. When you skip it, when you scroll, when you don't like it, when you don't comment it, you're telling them less. So why would you want Instagram to piss off the rest of the people who are on Instagram? Also, just keep consistency in the number of people who see it. No. Am I making sense, Gray? Am I making sense? I want to explain this in a way. Because once you understand how the algorithms work, what the audiences want, then you can play the game a little bit better. And no, it's not just about posting 3 times a day on every single platform. It is about posting what the people want to see. Not the people, your people. Posting what your people want to see. In a way that they want to see it. And if they're not resonating with it, you're doing something wrong. Then you need to look at yourself and you need to see, what can I improve? That means digging into your analytics. Now, I don't know too much about Instagram analytics. I know about YouTube analytics. Because I don't have enough analytics on YouTube, on Instagram to look into. And I have never seen Ravens. Yes, come on, Gray. Algorithm equals audience. So it's not Instagram doing you wrong. Your audience is doing you wrong. And your audience is doing you wrong because, now, if you're only posting once every blue moon, then you can't, it's like this friend I had on Facebook one time. And she was like, somebody I knew from my hometown. She only posted maybe once every 7 or 8 days. And then she's like, I'm mad. You didn't say anything about my post. Bitch, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I wasn't on Facebook that day. I wasn't on Instagram that day. Sometimes your audience ain't on Instagram that day at that time. And that's why the frequency comes up, because you have a better chance of catching them on the platform. So you have the frequency comes in, you have a better chance of catching them on the platform. The consistency comes in is they know that you're going to be giving. I'm not talking about consistency in posting. I'm talking about consistency in the type of content. They know that they're going to be getting that type of content from you each and every time. You know, one of my potential clients, who is a hairdresser, said she feels like as a hairdresser, she's posting the same kind of content over and over and over again, and she feels like her audience is going to get bored. No, they're not. They're not. She's showing different hairstyles. She's showing the finished product of the people who are in their chairs. We love that. We want to see that. So if she posts an Instagram of her cleaning out her car, are we going to want to watch that? No. If she posts an Instagram of showing us around her shop, we may want to see that. It's like, oh, okay. But what we want to see is the hairstyles. Never give your audience the content that they didn't sign up to see from you. You can put a little bit of your personality in there. On Instagram, I mostly post about social media strategy. I may pop in a vacation picture because that's a part of my personality. That's part of my background. That's part of my brand. I love to travel. So you're going to see a little bit of that, but mostly I'm going to show you what you came for. Let's talk about some of y'all's faves. Miss Nara Smith. Nara gets on there and does the same thing over and over and over again. And we're here for it. We want to see that. If she got on there and she was like, okay, guys, I'm taking my kids to the park today, you probably would be like, what? The Instagram analytics lie as well based on time of audience being on and best time to post. Has failed me numerous times and has been successful regarding when it's not the best time. I don't know how they come up with that data, but yes, you decide. When I did my friend Stacy's podcast last week, she says she posts on, and she gets at 5:30 each morning, gets her post ready for Instagram to go live before 7 a.m. because she knows after 3 years of being on Instagram when her audience is on there. Instagram didn't tell her that. She figured it out. You know how she figured it out? Because she posted at different times and she knew when she gets the best engagement. And now she knows. She says, if I post after 7 o'clock, I've missed my window of opportunity and my audience, it doesn't do well. My post doesn't do well. So instead of depending on the analytics, because I'm not sure exactly how those work, use your own data. The data still doesn't lie. Right, when you feel it's right, but also, Gray, pay attention to the analytics. Go back over various posts, see if you can see any patterns of success or any patterns of failure. When you do this, you know how when you go to the doctor, say, doctor, my arm hurts when I do this. Well, then don't do that. If it's not working out, don't do that. If it is working out, lean more into what's working for you and away from what's not working for you. But look at your own analytics to figure that out. There are no hacks, y'all. Hacks, tricks, hashtag this, that, and the others. All those things are tools to help the algorithm understand what your content is about, but it's not necessarily going to help you grow. Oh my gosh. So, we straight on that? I think TikTok left the chat. TikTok is like, we're not here for all of this. However, I'm so glad you hopped on, Gray, because it's a big conversation. And if I am interested in doing one thing number one is understanding these platforms and how they work. And what I figured out is they all work the same. They all want the same thing. They all want they want you to create the content. Okay, it's like TV. It's like Shonda Rhimes creates the television shows for the people who want to watch Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton and whatever and How to Get Away with Murder. And then NBC, HBO, or Netflix sells ads to the advertisers who want to reach the watchers of Bridgerton and How to Get Away with Murder. So it's Shonda's responsibility to create content in the form of a television show that is going to have millions of people watching. I'm one of those. That's her job, to create the content that's going to have people watching. So that NBC, Netflix, HBO can sell space to the advertisers who want my eyeballs. Same thing with TikTok. Same thing with Facebook. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with Facebook. The platforms want you to create content that's going to bring people to their platforms and keep people on their platforms so that they can sell advertisements to brands that want to take advantage of the people's eyeballs. That's my non-technical explanation. What do I have to do? Any questions? Any questions? What do I have to do? Create content that's good enough to either interesting enough, entertaining enough, educational enough, funny enough, shocking enough, controversial enough to bring people to the platform and keep them on there. And when you do that, they're like, when you grow on a platform, it's like the platform has hired you to say, okay, I'm going to give you a raise. Here's some more people. Okay, I'm going to give you a raise. Here's some more people. It's really a partnership. You're in partnership with the platform. They're not your enemy. They want you to win. They want you to, come on, they in the background cheering for you. Come on, Gray. Come on, Gray. Let me see some good content. Come on. Oh, no. Yes, that. Yeah, do more of that. Do more of that. You're in partnership with that platform because they make money. You make money. You make money. They make money. All right. Any questions before I hop off here? I done just got my blood pressure high. But I'm so happy that Gray came on, so I wouldn't just be talking about her. Hey, Dalji, does Raven still do real estate? Not those kind of questions, child. Questions about social media. Questions about YouTube. Questions about how to win in this space that we don't want to get left behind in. We want to be able to compete just like the other people are. But we have to understand how to play the game. So whether you're creating content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, Threads, I'm going to have this conversation with you, Gray. Maybe a year from now, maybe even less than that. I'm kidding, my blood pressure. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I love it. It is fascinating to me. But mark my words, we're going to talk maybe about a year from now, maybe even less than a year from now. We're going to see how Threads has changed. Watch. They laying in wait. They just laying. They say, oh, they like it over here. They bringing people over here. They talking about stuff. Then they going to hit you. Bam! I'd still rather Threads than Twitter. But, You're welcome, you guys, on TikTok. Thanks for hanging out with me. Just I did a shameless plug for my stuff. YouTube Growth and Income Accelerator is now live and accepting enrollees. This is only for creators who are already monetized in some way on the platform, meaning, I don't mean AdSense monetization. I mean, maybe you have a product you're selling, you're making money. Maybe you've got a couple little brand deals, you're making money. I, enrollment is open. The link is in my bio for the YouTube Growth and Income Accelerator. You have to apply for it because I want to make sure that we're all on the same accord. We're all on the same page, that you're a good fit for the program and for the group. We do have group coaching calls. It is basically a 12-month group coaching program with me to help you get your YouTube channel and possibly the other social media analytic platforms to the next level. And I say growth and income because why are you on YouTube unless you're there for the income? And I can help with that. Otherwise, yes, what we're doing, I'm going to say this last thing, SK. Your job, besides posting content on social media platform, is knowing how to read your algorithm, knowing how to read your analytics. It is also constantly improving. Maybe you need to improve your filming style. Maybe you need to improve your storytelling. Maybe you need to improve your hooks. Maybe you need to improve your lighting. Maybe you need to improve keeping people interested and not being boring. Maybe you need to improve even the topics that you talk about. How do you improve? Look at what performed well. Analyze that, dissect that, look into that, do that again. You're learning from the content that flops as well. What flopped? Look at it. Why did it flop? Ask your friends, ask your mama, ask your cousin, what do you think? Why do you think this video flopped? They're going to know. They're going to tell you if you can ask them to be honest with you. So listen to them. Yeah. Yeah, I know how to read your analytics. Yep, that's right. Can combing your followers help eliminate those who are not interacting? They will be combed automatically. You don't think you need to comb them. What do? You can't make them unfollow you, can you? Would you unblock them? And we're talking about Instagram. Hi, Bambino. 3, Algorithm Equals Audience. Oh, she learning. Hey, Living Irving, you're going to have to catch this on the replay, girl. I'm getting ready to get off. We just talked about analytics. And Living Irving, Latanya, is in one of my courses. And she, although I do go into analytics, she wants me to go into analytics a lot more. And we will be doing that in the YouTube Growth and Income Accelerator. I love the way you summarize this, Gray. Yes, the platforms want you to win. They do. They're not trying to hold you down. They're not trying to hold you down. She said, baby, mine been getting combed. Followers won't budge for nothing. I don't know what that means, combed, but kind of like for me on YouTube, a lot of people are following me on YouTube just because I'm Raven's mom. I don't want y'all to follow me just because I'm Raven's mom. Y'all messing me up, but what can I do? All I can do is continue to create content that is going to resonate with who I'm trying to reach now. And hopefully my audience will experience this turnover. Because people say, well, start a new channel. I can start a new channel. They're going to do the same thing. Oh, that's Raven's mom. Let me go subscribe. I'm just going to have to work with what I have right now. But thank you, Grace, so much. I love the way. Let me just reiterate what she said, because she said it better than I can. She done summarized my whole TED Talk. Number 1, know how to read your analytics. Number 2, constantly improve your content and everything else. Your content, yourself, your scheduling, everything. You're constantly trying. You're not in competition with anybody on these social media platforms but yourself. You're trying to beat your own time. How can I get better? And number 3. What's number 3? Algorithm equals audience. Whenever you complain about the algorithm, just go on and say you're complaining about your audience. The algorithm is your audience. Number 4, the platforms want you to win. Absolutely. They do. They do, y'all. But thank you so much for coming. And I will hopefully see y'all. I'm kind of really wanting to do these lives on Wednesday instead of Thursday, but I will see. I'm here because you're a part of what helped her get to where she is, and you have the tea. Absolutely, I am. And I've helped other creators too. Don't get it twisted. I've helped other creators too. Anyone who has listened to me and implemented the advice that I've given, which is not secret. There's other creators out there talking about it. There's other experts out there talking about it. I'm not the only one with the information, but anyone who has listened and who has taken my advice has seen success, some level of success, depending on what you want to get out of it. And I use the analogy of the exercise equipment. I could buy some exercise equipment. It will help me get in shape, but not if I don't get on it, not if I don't use it. Same thing with this. But anyway, you guys, bye. It's been fun. Maybe Raven's still on live. I can go watch her.